Welcome back, my friends, to the show that never ends. Glad you could attend. Yes, come inside my movie Maniacs. We're going to look at, big surprise, Guardians of the Galaxy. Yes, the big sci-fi epic adventure from Marvel Studios, brought to us by director James Gunn, who tells us the story of this ragtag group of individuals who are outlaws. You've got Peter Quill, who is aka Star-Lord. He's a rogue, he's a thief. You've got Gamora, who is an assassin. You've got Drax, who's this destructive guy who is hell-bent on getting revenge. And you've got the bounty hunters in the form of a raccoon, a gun-toting raccoon named Rocket, and his tree friend buddy named Groot. And this group bands together to fight Ronan, who is looking at destroying his enemies with the power from an orb that Star-Lord was looking to steal. And we see this group trying to stop Ronan from destroying his enemy's planet and the rest of the universe. So they're trying to be the good guys, though they're the bad guys. Folks, Guardians of the Galaxy is a lot of fun. Old school sci-fi adventure that is fun for everyone. I took my honorable son number 1 and number 2 to see it. They had a blast, and so did I. But how could you not with the script? Now, the script was co-written by James Gunn and Nicole Perlman, and for the most part, it hits every mark that I was hoping it would hit in this film when I first saw the trailer. You've got a great cast in here. The list, oh man, of talent in here. You've got Chris Pratt playing Peter Quill, who is really the gel. He really helps carry just a few scenes, keeps the scenes sealed, and helps keep things a little humorous. I loved his comedic timing, plus the parts where he had to be a little bit more serious. He could pull those off in a believable fashion. I loved his chemistry with the rest of the cast. And Chris Pratt, really, I hope to see him get more work, because he rightly deserves it, especially after this performance as Star-Lord. You got Zoe Saldana, who is all dolled up in green as the deadly assassin Gamora. And I loved her character as well. Surprising, actually, where they took her character. Now, I'm not familiar with the comics, so I wasn't really knowing what to expect with her character, but I really liked the direction they took with her character, and the kind of course, being who she is, Star-Lord is definitely rather attracted to her, and I loved the tension between these two throughout the film. And you've got Dave Bautista in here as Drax. I loved his Drax. This was a surprise character. I was like, oh, Dave Bautista in there, right? Loved his character. They got this little gimmick going on where he takes literal things literally, and that's how the only way you can comprehend things. Loved that shtick. Didn't get old. Used just in the right manner and delivered very well by Dave Bautista. You've got the voice talents of Vin Diesel and Bradley Cooper. Now, Vin Diesel voiced Groot, who only gets 3 words. I am Groot. But he uses those words effectively, and with the inflections and the different way he approaches that line, you really do get an idea of the character Groot, who was a surprise character. As I said, I didn't follow the comics at all, and the things that showed up and they did with his character surprised me at every turn. Just when you thought you figured it out with Groot, he surprises you with something else. Great, out of the blue character that I thought was just going to be a gimmick, and he really turned out to be a really fun character. And Rocket, playing Bradley Cooper. No, we don't have CGI Rocket, Bradley Cooper playing CGI Rocket. Bradley Cooper really gets into this role, and through his voice acting and the excellent special effects on both Rocket and Groot, you forget these guys are completely CGI and not there. The live actors do very well with interacting with these CGI characters, and the movement and fluid motions of these CGI characters makes you forget that they are computer generated. They feel real, they look real, and those voice performances really help. Bradley Cooper really doesn't sound like himself at all in this. It sounds like a character voice, and it was very fitting for the Rocket character. You also have Karen Gillan in here as Nebula. She needs to play more villains. She plays the villain Nebula, and Oh, I loved her for the shorts. She doesn't get a huge amount of screen time because you get so many characters in this film, but the screen time she does have, loved her playing a villain. Want to see her play more villains, though maybe not shave off the red hair next time, but still really want to see her play more villains because loved her Nebula. It was just perfect there. You got Jimon Hunso, I know I probably mispronounced that, Michael Rooker in here as Yando, who ended up being a bigger character than I thought. I almost wish I was more familiar with the comics, but yeah, Glenn Close, Benicio del Toro in here as really small roles. Benicio del Toro we saw, if you stayed to the end credits to another film, you may have caught a glimpse of his character. I was hoping for more from him in here. Unfortunately, I will say that I feel that his talent was a little bit wasted, and maybe in further films we'll get to see more of the character that Benicio's playing. I hope so, because the parts that he was in were great, there just weren't many. And you also got John C. Reilly, as you see in the trailers, being John C. Reilly, his beautiful comedic timing and fun, this fun guy that he plays, Corpseman Day. Loved his character as well. Loved the whole cast. The chemistry between them was great, and the delivery of the lines was fantastic with the script that was fun from James Gunn. But the only problem I kind of had with the script, and this is going to sound weird for a Marvel film, I almost wish that it would have been just kind of a standalone Marvel film, and had they not tried to put all these other elements in to help fit it in with the rest of the Marvel universe, okay? There weren't many scenes, but there were enough in here to help try to connect it with the rest of the universe, the movie universe that they portrayed. And for me, when they did those scenes in particular, it really felt, I don't know, just a little clunky, okay? And it starts off a little clunky too, but it definitely smooths out very quickly. So, but the only complaints I had with it, love the cast, love the dialogue. James Gunn, who brought us the most interesting and rather twisted newer horror film, Slither, handles this big budgeted film beautifully. The special effects, got to see it in 3D. You need to see it in 3D distraction, okay? Wasn't a distraction in this. Looked beautiful, and sci-fi films are definitely films made for 3D, so you can get that depth of space, which looks beautiful on the very big screen, okay? You do have a couple almost jump the shark moments in here, but those get explained away later on to enough to where you go, yeah, okay, I can buy that. There's one scene in particular, I don't want to spoil it for you, but that really kind of stood out as like, okay, come on guys. But you know what, it's a fantasy comic book film, so you can let some things go, I guess. I had a lot of fun, my kids had a lot of fun, everybody in the theater had a lot of fun, and I think you will too. I give it 5 stubs, okay? 5 stubs, even though I had some problems a little bit with the clunkiness, and I kind of wish it was just a standalone type of film. It was a lot of fun, and definitely stay till the end credits, though you may need to explain to anyone who did not grow up in the 80s, the end credits scene. It's definitely worth your time. So check it out if you will. It's worth the money. It really is. I can't say enough. One of the better, probably the most fun I had at theater this year. This and Planet of the Apes turned out to be the best films so far of the summer in my opinion, but I could be wrong. Please leave your comments down below. Let me know what you thought of Guardians of the Galaxy. Please hit the subscribe as well. We just hit 600 subscribers. Thank you so much. Oh, that makes me so happy. Appreciate the support. Just this guy blabbling in his little sliver of the universe of that is called YouTube. So thank you for the support. Thank you for listening to my review of Guardians of the Galaxies. And don't forget, we are doing a Google Hangout on my podcast, The Spoiler Room. We'll be talking in-depth, spoilerific discussion on Guardians of the Galaxy, 10 p.m. Central Standard Time, right here on the channel. I'll put the link to the event down below as well. Check it out, should be a lot of fun. And if you miss it there, the podcast is on Stitcher as well as iTunes, and it'll be up there near the midweek. So lots of stuff going on. Thank you so much. Until next time, folks, keep that ticket stub.